day and decided to go live, chat, talk about a beer, see what's going on with everybody out there. So tonight, I'm actually taking a look at one out of Iowa, and it is their King Sue Double India Pale Ale. So one that I've heard a lot of stuff about from Toppling Goliath, who has a pretty good reputation out here in the beer community, so to speak. And looking forward to trying this as my first Toppling Goliath beer. Now, looking at the beer itself, one thing that I did not like about the can, and it's something that I don't know how some of these breweries can still keep getting away with this and they don't get dinged or anything like that, is they did not have the ABV on the can. Crazy. They do have the date on the can, however, which is a good thing. This was packaged 1/20/20. Today is 2/26. Best by 5/19. So we're just over a month out with this beer. So in good shape there. But it didn't have the ABV, so I had to look it up on Untappd. And Untappd actually had it at a 7.8% ABV. So then I said, maybe that's why they don't have the date on, the ABV on there, because technically you should be 8% for an Imperial or a double. So they're kind of under that, kind of trying to sneak it in there. So maybe that's the reason. And this is actually done, it says Brewing Up History with the Field Museum. And I'm thinking that's a museum there out of Iowa as well. This lusciously hazy double IPA gains its bold flavors of mango, orange, and pineapple from the use of the delicious Citra hop. All hail the king. So the price on this one was actually $5.69. We get to zoom in here. Well, there we go. Gotta get close enough, and then it picks it up, I guess. This camera is so fickle. $5.69, as you can see, the price there. Is that worth 1 pint size can? We're going to actually see. So let's get this baby open and take a look at it. Shout out to the chat. Todd's in the house. Cheers. They are at their local watering hole. They are at the Perpetual Hops Brewery. Very nice. Todd says this is a great brew. So Todd has had this one before. Coach is checking in from Vegas. Nice, my friend. Hopefully you are out there having a great time. Hopefully you're winning some money if you're gambling, and if not, hopefully you're partying hard if you are partying, my friend. And this is probably something you may get a little bit closer to where you're at, Coach, with you being out in Idaho usually, but it's from Iowa, the King Sue from Toppling Goliath Beer. And Todd said, yes, we ate. You guys are getting it on a little bit there. Oh, yes, we are. Okay, I was going to say. Definitely one of the breweries I have to stop at some point if I make it down to Louisville and across to where Todd is for sure. They've already been telling people about the show here, so seems to be a nice brewery from what I've seen online as well. So for this glass, I just grabbed a shaker pint glass. Initially, I thought it was just going to be a IPA. Then realized afterwards that it was a double IPA. Usually a double IPA you would have like in a snifter glass opened up, but I'm already picking the aromas up. And technically, because they're not at the 8% level, I'm not treating them as a double IPA. I'm treating them as a regular IPA. So to the shaker pint they go. Nice color on it. I can tell you, I didn't even try to get the aroma. And while I was talking there, the aroma was already coming out. I was already getting like a nice tropical feel to the beer. Get a pretty good head on it with like two fingers down to about a finger and a half right now. Got a hazy orange color there, so you're not seeing through that at all. It looks kind of like an orange juice. Smells really good. I'm getting a nice freshness from the hops, getting a nice dank feel here. Definitely picking up the Citra hop doing work. Getting that mango coming out. Nice feel of orange. Nice feel of pineapple. Todd said yes, they will set me up for some interviews. That's good. I always like coming down to interviewing the breweries for sure. Gotta get down there and get to Against the Grain as well. That's another one I gotta reach back out to. But 9 days from now, we will have the Cincy Beer Fest here in Cincinnati. Todd and Shannon will be up for that one. Eric will be down. And we got Kentucky Brew Crew coming in. That's 400 plus beers. 400 plus beers we're going to have on hand. So, going to try to get some video for that as long as I can. But when you think of something like a some of the newer type double IPAs and things with that hazy and that kind of fruity type feel. This one does have some of those qualities. Question will be, what is the taste like? Is it going to be like that juicy type feel? Answer is yes. It does have a nice juiciness to it. Get a nice feel of the hops, a nice freshness. Still have a little bit of that greenness coming off the hops as well. Opens up with a nice flavor. You get a little bit of an astringency in the taste, giving you that lip smacking feel on the back end of the beer. Body wise, medium body, not really too heavy at all. You can easily chug down through this one if you wanted a beer to try to chug. I wouldn't advise chugging a 569 pint can because you want to sit and enjoy it. But hey, if that works for you, then chug away. In the mouth, I do get the tropical notes. I get like the citrus notes. It's leaving a nice duration of the flavor on the back end. Don't feel it as much in the cheeks, but more in the jaws with this one. And I can feel just a little bit of that flavor on the back of the lips as well. Yeah, it's got a nice little play to it. The body wise has a nice little bit of a smoothness. Dolly's in the house and speak up. Roderick got DT earbuds on. What do you get the earbuds on? That after effect of it is really more of that astringent feel really coming in. I can really feel that on the back part. But overall, it's a nice India Pale Ale. Has everything you would come to expect. Good smoothness. You get a nice feel of the hops going down the throat. I'm broke. Dolly, get out there and sell your cuteness so you can get some better earbuds. You gotta get out and flirt some more. What's going on there, John? Cheers. Hillbilly in the house. Ramon in the house. Cheers, my friend. It's I guess I can say a lip smacking good beer. Is it worth $5.69 for a pint can of this though? Compared to other stuff out there? I don't know if it's worth that amount. I would rather get this maybe around a $4 mark or so, $4.25, something like that. $5.69. I think they're building off the name and the hype behind it. I think you can find some other quality ones like this, the same or maybe even better for a little bit lower, but it is what it is. I picked it up. I'm not disappointed by it. I can definitely sit here and enjoy it, so that's what matters in the end, right? It's only money. It only lasts so long. Hell, the last 3 days, we've all lost some in the market, right? If we're in the market. Oh, Dolly said, promise me never wear yellow again. Saw the low-calorie beer review. I didn't have yellow on that one. I think I had an orange shirt. I didn't have a yellow on. About time. Maybe I'll drink one. And Dolly says hello to Hillbilly. Is that from Decorah or Florida? This one is actually from Decorah. Good call there, Ramon. So yeah, on the can it does say from Decorah, Iowa. I didn't even know they had a spot down there in Florida, but let's see if it zooms in here. You'll see on there, Decorah, Iowa. So this is the first one that I actually had from Toppling Goliath, Ramon. So one of the few breweries I finally got around to actually checking out. So with so many breweries out there, it does take some time. Got a nice dinosaur cover on there as well. Some good artwork that I like. So that's pretty decent. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I got the one from Iowa then. As Ramon says, the Florida ones were shit. So, yeah, you always wonder about that when some of the breweries kick over to other spots. One of the things that a lot of people miss about beer is, and I don't know how much they make that adjustment to places, but it's also the type of water that's being used, and sometimes it's not the same in both spots, and that can have an effect. Because you're thinking everything else in the formula would be the same, the hops, the grains, whatever they're using, but you can have different batches from two different places for sure. They make some incredible stouts, so I'll keep that in mind too. Um, I was kind of happy to see that we're finally getting them here, and I got this one at Jungle Gyms when I was over there. So if you're ever in the Cincinnati area, for those like Todd here, he knows. And when Joe came down, he went to the smaller one. Jungle Gyms has a good amount of beer. In fact, they were ranked as one of the top 5 places to buy beer in the country. So I'm fortunate that I not only have a good amount of breweries around me, but also some great beer stores. With that being kind of the top of the mountain there. Hillbilly said hello back to Dolly. And Rose said like them a lot. I meant to say it is gold plated. They make sense. See, I didn't get the chance to try this one. I had the regular pale ale. That was super tasty. Yeah, this one's actually good. And they also have a double dry hop version that I saw online when I was actually pulling up the label, which I'll show you the label here more. When I pulled this label up, I pulled the wrong one at first, so they have a double dry hop version that would be kind of interesting to check out as well. And then it says Brewed Up History with the Field Museum, like I said on here, which I think is a museum out there. I don't know if it's in Iowa or maybe Florida now, but apparently they do some stuff with the history there, I guess, with that museum. What is going on? Also, Paul, are you enjoying anything? Anything recently, Paul, that you've had that you really enjoyed? Pseudo Sue. I haven't had the Pseudo Sue yet. Do you know the Pseudo Sue? Got a can on. Damn that thing. Yes, sir. They didn't put the ABV on the can, but they did put the dates on the can. If I can get that turned. So we got the dates there. And this is actually good out through May. As you can see, packaged 120. So this was just packaged over a month ago. Just over a month ago. So in good shape there too. With $5.69, I can make a small pot of rice, greens with meat. Imagine with a 20. Yeah, you can do greens with meat, but can you do greens with marshmallows? Shout out to Blake TV on that one. Terroir is a defined player in the taste of a brew from being made place to place. And I love Jungle Gyms. I bellied up to that beer bar more than once, my friend. Yeah, it's almost like they got so many different beers that you're shopping. It's like, I need to take a break. I'm going to walk over to the taps and grab some beer. And then they put across from the taps, they've got like the little Euro stand or whatever they serve there with the Euros and the burgers and all that kind of stuff. But they also got other restaurants in there too now. So you can sit there and eat. You can make a whole day out of going to Jungle Gyms and just have a blast. The last time I went, when I picked up these beers, I met the sales rep from Abita Brewing who was up here from Louisiana. Well, she's actually the sales rep for this area, but they're out of Louisiana. And I talked to her. She's actually going to be out at the Beer Fest when we go next week as well. And got a little bit of stuff from what they had there. Tried a couple of their beers. Abita's kind of a middling brewer to me. They don't really do a lot of stuff that really knocks you back, but they have some brews that are decent enough that you can kick back and enjoy. So once in a while, we'll check out Abita. I like more of their bigger bomber series of stuff that they actually do on some of their barreling, but their regular stuff's okay. It's just not anything I would really hunt down as of yet that I found that really is saying, oh, that's really good. I want to get more of that. 120 is good. Yeah, definitely. And actually, when I went there, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I believe. So if I would have drank it then, it would have been a little bit fresher if I'd have done it right at that point too. Lord Hobo in the IPA, that was pretty good today. Yeah, I do like the Lord Hobo beers. I've had the Boom Sauce, and I had another one from them too, but they have a few other ones I haven't tried yet. What's going on, Vanessa? Cheers and good to see you. Glad to see you out here. Hopefully things are going well. Ham and mashed potatoes. There's Blake TV. Rod J. What is going on, my friend? Brandon Craft Beer Pours in the house. Excellent brew. Cheers. My friend, what's going on there with you as well? And Blake said, cheers, everyone. And Paul said, Abita's kind of shit. Yeah, I'm not going to say they're that bad, but they're definitely not one of the top tier breweries, I would say, to definitely kind of chase down. But, you know, some people really enjoy some of the stuff they're doing. They do have one that was a pecan ale I had years ago, which wasn't really too bad. It was pretty decent for what they were going for. Like I said, some of their Bourbon Street series I've actually liked as well. They come in usually the Bombers, or either the Bomber or the 25.9 ounce bottle. I can't remember, but usually you'll see them, and they do decent with that. Purple Haze really didn't do much for me. Andy Gator, It was all right, but I mean, some of their other stuff that's not your regular run of the mill type things, I think they're all right. Freak it, put the Bluetooth speaker on. There you go, girl. And Japanese sweet potatoes, expensive but worth it. Nice. I don't think I've ever had Japanese sweet potatoes. Price and truck parts is what Vanessa's doing. I must buy door handles. LOL. You should go to check out Rock Auto if you get a chance. Vanessa, I ordered stuff from them before. Rock Auto does pretty good getting you stuff that you need at a pretty decent price. So I would definitely recommend their website. And their commercials are pretty cool jingle too. So, Jeremy, hey, what's going on? Cheers, Rajay and chat. What is going on, Jeremy? How are you feeling this evening, sir? Just got done talking a little bit about the Toppling Goliath brew I was having. And I don't know if you've had this one or not, Jeremy, but it's the King Sue Double India Pale Ale. Pretty decent brew. Sweet taters from Louisiana make the best pies. I was on somebody's blog, I think, the other day, or maybe it was Facebook or something I saw, and they were having gator. And I kind of missed it. I had gator a few times when I was down in Florida. If you've never had gator, I had it like those gator balls. So they take the meat and they kind of deep fry them, but because everything does, it did taste like chicken, a little more gamey, a little bit rubbier, or more rubby. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But anyway, they actually were pretty decent. You dip them in the sauce that they had and everything like that. But I hadn't had gator since that point. I kind of was thinking, I wouldn't mind having some more gator. Some cars come with door handles, but some do, some do. And some you have to open from the outside, and some you can't open from the inside. There's one awesome beer my friend Jerry said. So I think you've had this one then as well. I'll let you in the fact about me. My uncle taught me how to make liquor stronger. He uses raisins or dates and cinnamon. Sadly, he died of cirrhosis of the liver. Oh, wow. Well, you get a lot of these breweries that put stuff in it. That alcohol, he's using those type of things because it's basically creating more alcohol when the yeast is going through and making it along those lines. So that can kick it up for sure. All the parts of your car will ever need. Rock Auto. That's it, Blake. That's it. Yeah, A1 I've also looked at too. A1 is good as well. The videos of their 2005 Ford Ranger 4x4, my go-to video to watch. My truck is the same one. There's a guy that has a YouTube channel. It's Scotty something. I can't remember the full name, but he does some pretty good stuff on auto here on YouTube. Gator is tasty. I have gator meat and deep freeze. Yeah, gator is tasty in my opinion. I can't remember the sauce that they were using. It's almost like a remoulade type sauce. It was down at one of the spots in Florida where they were kind of making them, but it was really good at one of the bars down there. Slow smoke the gator. Don't make it dang chewy. Never make scallops chewy either. Yeah, no, you don't want those to be chewy. Dolly says, hi, Mr. 25. My friend told me to call you Mr. 25 times 2. I slapped her ass. So, Jeremy, Dolly's got your back. Jeremy says, cheers to PA, Dolly, and Beanie, and Blake TV, and Vanessa. And Dolly said, that sounds good, Vanessa. It does sound good. And Jeremy said, LOL. Then going back to Dolly. And Blake says, cheers to Jeremy and everyone. So how's everybody else's Wednesday going today? How's everybody else getting through the hump day? Any great things happening out there? Any big things happening? It was kind of, it was kind of a busy day for me earlier today, but got through it. I actually have to go to my office tomorrow, so I'll go downtown and see all the people, which would be nice to get out. Usually I say to get to work from the house, which is fine, which during the coronavirus times, less people works. Having less people around you is a good time to have less people around you. People were freaking out already, trying to wonder if we're going to run out of masks and all this stuff. And I saw earlier they had like 6 cases of coronavirus in Austin, Texas, they were saying. Possibly 50 people in Long Island, New York right now. So they've got people being surveyed. Apparently one flight attendant flew from, I would say it was from Japan to LA. I know she was Korean. I don't think it was Korea though, but she was a flight attendant. So they're trying to find out who was on those flights that might have been exposed to all this stuff. So it's going to get a little crazy here with the whole coronavirus type thing. And if you get like feelings, you're supposed to just stay home. And they're talking about closing schools and how to set up plans if kids can't go to school and work and all that and blah 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 blah. It's like it's the Walking Dead end of the world type scenario. Um, Bullwhips are a good thing for that slapping, Vanessa says. I can't have Vanessa and Paul in the same room starting to get going that way. I just can't do it. See, Paul responded, bullwhips? Just marinate any tough meat in wine. 2 days, good wine is a Jewish kosher wine. All right. And Vanessa says, we all have the corona come Christmas. Yeah, 2 weeks off. You get 2 weeks on that. Vanessa, my workmate, is a big lady, so my play shove was just a tickle for her. I'm gonna need your bullwhip. 6 cases of coronavirus for $59.99. That's a Raj deal. Yeah. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, that's the hope, but some people do get killed from it apparently. Which the rate is still about 2 to 2.3% of people that die that are affected. But again, you're looking at people that one, they may be older and they're breaking down a little bit, or they're younger and they haven't built up anything yet, or they got other stuff happening. So I think the cases where it's actually happened, there's been some immunity type concerns in there. So we'll see. It's a big thing. I didn't watch the thing earlier tonight. I know Trump was on there talking about it at 6:30 or something like that, and had the people from the medical stuff around him, but they've been talking about like crazy. During the daytime, I'm actually working in my day job, and that's like around markets. So we see the markets fall the last 3 days, which has been a little bit crazy. Today wasn't as bad as the first two, but it's basically because of workflow and earnings. People are going to be off on. People are just reacting. Are they overreacting? I think they are a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit, Dolly says. Vanessa, yes to Paul. Does drinking help kill germs? Well, alcohol can help kill germs, I guess, on some things. Um, but like when you're sick, at points they'll tell you you can't have alcohol either. So I don't know. But we'll give anything a shot, right? Warm weather, greater coronavirus, which we chances are we'll have one of those warmer years again, because we're now in a point where we're seeing extremes in the weather, where it's going from cold to kind of extreme cold in certain spots, and then warm, it gets more extreme. I just saw today, like upstate New York and up through Boston. So if craft beer pours there, I guess you guys might have anywhere from like 8 inches to a foot of snow possibly coming your guys' way, which is crazy it is technically still winter, but I'm thinking as we get ready to go into March, people are still getting some of the snow coming in. We had snow flurries today, but nothing stuck, thank goodness. And hopefully we won't get it. We're supposed to be 60s by this weekend again, which will be nice. Germs do not care if you're drunk with the germ, right? Yeah, on NBC News, they went to one of the labs where they actually were over there and had the virus contained, where it was a live sample of it as they're studying it, and they were showing the bats that they think it came from and stuff. So it's all crazy. Still coughing, but it's allergies, but still sexy. Sexy cougher, huh? Hope you get to feeling better than soon, Dolly. Yeah, for sure. It is usually an allergy time. Usually once a year, I'll have to take like Claritin D because of allergies, which is usually around March, but we'll see what happens. And I said we were near 40s. Yeah, today we're like 30s right now, and then which is weird because you would usually be colder than I am where you're at. But like I said, by 60s this weekend. Warm will make the flowers grow. They incubate and stay moist, right? Stay moist. Sexy joke, yeah. You got that one, Dolly. Got to 50 today. And then thank you to Mr. 25, Dolly said. It is a tasty brew. I'll give them that. 35 and wet behind the ears is me. LOL. Oh, Blake. How's that bear doing, Blake, by the way? How is the bear surviving? What did the bear do on a hump day? 10 degrees in 2 days, LOL. I'm drinking dragon juice to live forever. What is dragon juice? Usually drinking your strawberry quick. No strawberry milk tonight? Blake says stay young. That's always the goal, right? People try to stay young. Never grow old. But Father Time is still undefeated. Oh, and I got to just say, before I go through reading more of the comments, just want to give thoughts. I mean, it's so redundant to keep saying giving thoughts out and prayers on it, but it's kind of like I'm saddened to hear what happened in Milwaukee today, and I've got people up there, friends that live up in that area, so I'm hoping none of them were affected or their family was affected, but it was sad to see what happened up there in Milwaukee with another shooting that took place, and hopefully, they figure out how to solve some of that issue there, but something's got to be done at some point, but sad to see that on the news. Happened at Miller Coors, if you guys didn't see it earlier. 7 people, well, 6 and the shooter were dead after the mass shooting that took place here earlier this afternoon. And it's just, it's crazy out there. It's kind of like people get on these ads. Apparently it was an employee that was fired that came back and took it out on other people there, which sucks, if somebody gets fired, they take it out on themselves, but they're taking other people with them. That's just terrible what happened there. So thoughts, of course, go out to those people and hoping, they have quick healing for what they need up there. Let me see. I gave my fur baby quail eggs. She loved it. I've never had quail eggs. Lube is important in many things, especially in my differential gears. You got to be careful talking about lube with Paul here, by the way, Vanessa. The bear is also wet behind the ears. Mr. 25 is Dolly's bear. Dragon fruit juice has weird aftertaste to me. Dragon juice is cayenne, hot pepper, and honey and cod liver oil. That does not sound good at all. Not at all. Blake said, Press Milwaukee. Who got shot? Why? What for? It was another, I guess you just say another mass shooting that took place at Miller Coors. That a guy was fired and came back and shot 6 of the people there at the brewery before they took him down. So it was just crazy. Shooters, a shooter white man. When they get made, they take everybody with them. Well, I mean, I don't know. It fits the MO more, It's just when it happens, I guess. I don't know. Rod, if everyone was armed, bro, I don't think that would happen. When Texas passed the legal to carry, crime went down 400%. Maybe. I mean, there's been shootings. Think about it, there's been shootings where people were armed and they still couldn't react to stuff. Plus, if you coming in and everybody's armed, the police don't know who to shoot either as well. But I know what you're saying. It's kind of a damned if you do and damned if you don't type scenario. If somebody would have been there. And I always go back to the Columbine shooting. When that happened, they had 2 armed campus officers, and they couldn't even get to the people in time. But even if they would have got to them, they said they didn't have the firepower to really deal with the shooters at Columbine. So it's not like just having a regular gun if you've got a gun that might be able to kick out more power and everything. It's like when we do Call of Duty, we have bigger guns. Although they make the hand pistols pretty strong in there, which is kind of crazy. Water-based lubes for extracurricular tasks. Dolly says, sorry for the white dudes in the panel. Carry always or legal, just saying. If you can carry and do that, I have no problem. I have no problem with people carrying. I have no problem really with guns in themselves. I have a problem more with the lack of responsibility and a lack of checks for some of the people that have guns, just because some people obviously shouldn't have them for some of the stuff that's happening. Dolly, most white guys are the killers. Hardly any African American killer serious killers. Yeah, there's not really many. The only one I can think of are the 2. One was the New York subway shooter, Colin Ferguson, when he had shot up the subway, and then the DC sniper. Those are like the only 2 black guys I remember doing like something. Now, there might be others out there. Just that's the only 2 that I actually remember. The majority of the time, now, an FBI says the same thing. It's usually a white guy that's actually doing it. I don't remember any female shooters either. Now, there's been female serial killers that have done stuff, but not as far as shooters. That was the day the white dude whose brother fought the boss after getting fired. My hero. Yes, the campus officer hide behind stairs in Florida school. So yeah, the one guy, he was there, and because he ended up getting fired down there in Florida for not going in and trying to do what he was supposed to do. I don't know though. If you take that pledge and you sign up to do that, you're supposed to go in and do that. But some people, I guess, they get the cold feet as well when they don't know what's going on, or if they're overpowered. But yeah, if you take that on, you're supposed to, like a firefighter. You take on a firefighter. Firefighters going all kinds of stuff. Um, which I saw that video. I don't know if you saw the video like last week of the firefighter with the building like fell on him, like one of the walls. Luckily he survived. He was burnt badly in a couple spots, but just like fell, knocked his helmet and everything off. That's a tough job being a firefighter. Honeycombs don't want none. LOL. I have lots of checks on my right to buy, etc. I have held the highest clearance in the land. So yeah, like you, Vanessa, you've like been trained and you've done a lot of different stuff. So I'm sure you could probably carry any type of gun you want to carry for sure. And again, it's not really the carry. Like here in Kentucky, you can carry. And I've been in restaurants and people have had guns on their hip and everything, and there's nothing to really worry about. It's never been an issue or anything along those lines. I know some people that won't go into it when they see people doing that, but people have their own choice of how they want to react to it and everything like that. It's just more the responsibility of it and making sure people are responsible enough to have them. Like I see some places where they have them around school, and I'll use an example. Like my nephew goes down to school at one of the Texas A&M's campuses, and just a couple weeks ago, if you guys saw in the news, there was a shooting where two girls were killed that were sisters in one of the Texas A&M dorms by another shooter. It was like a domestic type thing. Well, that ended up actually being in the dorm where my nephew was. He also went to they had a party during the summer, and shooting had broke out with some stuff. It's these things that just kind of happen out there. And it's hard to say you're avoiding. Like I see people in the interview and they say, well, I never thought it would happen here. And it's like, do you watch the news? Like any town is susceptible to this happening now. There's nowhere safe where you can say this isn't going to happen. So for most people, you definitely need to prepare yourself in case it does. Like at our job, we actually had they had speakers come in to speak on what to do in case of a shooter situation. And in fact, where I work at, the block away, a couple of years ago, there was a mass shooting on the next square next to our work office. I was actually out of town in Chicago, but people were calling me like at 7 in the morning asking if I was there, wondering, making sure I was okay. And I was like, no, I'm fine. I'm in Chicago. And I turned on the news, and a guy had shot like 4 or 5 people like a block away from our office. Like I could have been out there getting coffee at the time that they did that. And that's when you kind of get a weird feeling like you could have been there on any other given day. So people need to know that you got to keep your head on the swivel nowadays because things can just happen without any warning whatsoever. Some people are just evil. Timothy McVeigh didn't have a gun. Said, where are we in? Yeah, he did. He just drove a truck of fertilizer into the building, took out all those people and kids. I carried the one you see in my icon photo mostly, 357 mag semi-automatic. Nave, what's going on, my friend? He says he doesn't. Blake said he has one too, Vanessa. I don't talk about Fight Club online. Spec applies. I got you. I hear you there, Nave. And Blake said cheers to you as well. Yeah, so, and I know people that carry, and, I've had discussions around guns. I've shot guns before. Guns don't bother me at all. It's just, I think it's kind of naive in some respect of people not being in the right mental state of mind, realizing this can happen anywhere. So, you just want to make sure you're prepared. Vanessa says a Coonan Blake, and the name says, hey Blake. Say yes ma'am. Oops, let me slide down. Just shorter, a lot shorter. Oh, without the muscles. LOL. It says, hope you're doing good, Nave, for sure. Oh man. And Nave says, Tire Blake Plus going to put the old dog down on this week. She suffered. Oh man, sorry to hear you got to put your dog down, Nave. I know that's a tough thing to do. My wife's been wanting to get a dog, but I'm just like, I'm not going around picking up shit after the dog. And she's like, well, no, it'd be our dog. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You're going to get tired. Now I'm going to have to take the dog out. And I'm going to have to pick up after the dog. And I'm not ready to do that. Or I have to put up a fence for the yard so the dog can just run around doing it itself. But guess what? I still have to go out there at some point to pick it up. Spring turkey hunt April. Ooh, nice. I got one of my reps that I work with. He goes on turkey hunt 2 weeks a year, and he's like, It's a fun time. He loves it. He goes to 3 different states because they have different rules on how many turkeys you can kill. Damn, bro. Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? And hey, Vanessa Rod and all Nave. Yeah, so yeah, putting down an animal is definitely a sad thing there. Lost my only dog at 9. Can't do it no more. Yeah. I had a dog when I was 12 or 13. It was a part German Shepherd and part Doberman. We had to move. We had to leave the dog where it was because we couldn't take the dog with us, which kind of sucked. But it's funny. My great aunt had a dog years ago, and whenever I would go, the dog was like attached to me, I guess. So every time I tried to go, the dog learned to unpull my shoelaces when I got up to leave. So I had to stop to actually bend over to tie my shoe, which would be a few more seconds there before actually leaving. It's a pretty smart dog. It would do it every time. 15-year-old dog, part of the family. Bury her under the pear tree with the other dogs. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people have the dogs become part of the family for sure. Dogs getting sick nowadays. There's an expense that people have to be ready for. It's not cheap taking care of some of the dogs when things go bad for sure. I can get 3 turkeys in private land. Okay. Where he goes to, he's down in southern Kentucky. He goes to Kentucky, Tennessee, and I think he goes to Indiana. I think in Kentucky he can get 1. They're wild turkeys. I think Tennessee he can get 2 or 3, and I think Indiana he can get like 2. So, but he goes out there. Last year he won. He got like 2 couple turkeys, but a couple spots he didn't get any. Don't fret, chat. The sexy is in. Dolly wants everybody to know. Yeah. Dolly, Dolly, Dolly. Hash brown sexy. Damn it, I missed the review section of the vid. This beer is a knockout, though, my opinion. Yeah, if you, Dollar, if you go back, like, usually when I do these live chats, that first 10 minutes I'll cover the beer, so if you hit the replay on it, you'll be able to catch it. I do like it. I'm debating. I think it was kind of overpriced for what it was, though. The one can was $5.69 for it. I don't know. I feel it's a good beer, but I feel like there's some other ones out there that would be just as doable and they're lower in cost. But I'm not hating on it. The more I sit here with it, the more I'm actually liking and enjoying it. It's a good one. You can really sit back and not rush through. I like dogs, but not that much. Dolly, Nate said. Yeah, we're going to put them with the rest of the dogs. All my pets are actually buried here in this yard near the lilac brush. Let's hope it doesn't turn to a pet cemetery. They all come back one night. Cheers to the dollar from Blake, and I'm light, not a hash brown, Dolly says. Dolly thinks Blake's calling her greasy. No, I don't think. Maybe Blake is. I don't know. Maybe he likes something with the greasy women. I can't talk for Blake. Blake ought to defend himself, Dolly. Oh yeah. But tomorrow will be Thursday, and tomorrow we'll be back doing the regular Beer Flow show. So we'll have Todd and Shannon, and we'll have Eric on that one. And then we'll cover some of the beer news. We'll talk about some of the different things. Hey now, what's going on there, Nikki? Private chat, no. Blake says, oh my god, Dolly. Cheers, Nikki. Nikki says, Blake is a hottie. Nave says, hey, Nikki as well. There are some stuff from beer news that we're going to probably talk about tomorrow night. There's some I didn't get to talk about last week because it got kind of crazy there. But some different stuff that happened. Some stuff that happened this week with Untapped buying Beer Advocates. And that might be part of the conversation tomorrow. And then some of the other stuff. Get a Sue a try. Might be the one that grabs you. Good stuff. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. And I'm familiar with Sue. I haven't had it yet. I haven't picked it up. But that is one I'm going to give a try to at some point. I got this one at Jungle Gyms. I just saw we started getting Toppling Goliath in. And it was asked earlier, but this is the one from Iowa. Because it was made a comment that the one from Florida wasn't as good as the one from Iowa. So, very nice. Blake says, Nikki, just following your lead. Vanessa, I lost two of my cats when I took in a third from a nurse's client. It had feline leukemia. All three died in 6 months a couple years ago. Wow, that is crazy. Blake's not my type. He bumps are in all the wrong places for my taste. His bumps. No, the hottie I see is Funny. Nikki said, I'm on Slab City News live streams. I gotta ask you, like, I see you put Slab City stuff out there. I gotta watch some more of your videos to get the lowdown on Slab City. Mr. 25, let me know name. Searching for maple and walnut for workbenches. Alright, laters, Nikki. Thanks for swinging by, girl. Talk to you soon. Blake, not you, Mr. 25. Jeremy, so nice and thick. Dolly, you need to relax, girl. Where's your boyfriend or your fiance tonight? So you know you're out here flirting with another man, a married man at that. Dolly gets hot and bothered by Jeremy. It's funny. Which Jeremy I call Baby Elvis, so he just reminds me of Elvis there. But, well, it is the 9:07 here. I think I'm going to get ready to jump off. I'm actually going to, I think, jump over to do a little bit of gaming. I didn't see Eclectic in here, so he may be gaming over there already. See, maybe do some Call of Duty action or something. My boyfriend is at work. Who cares? You care. That's your boyfriend, girl. Blake said it's cool. I like Jeremy. Blake said still a champion. Jeremy's a cool cat. Yeah, Jeremy's cool. So, great guy. Everybody here is great, though. All you guys are great. Everybody's a blast. Love chatting with you guys. Last night, I was like feeling a little burnt out, so I didn't do a live chat and just kind of went to something different. I did a little video, which I'm going to do more videos like that. Just a little 1 or 2 minute video with some of the beer type stuff. I don't think I did a chat on Sunday either, so this is really me getting back into the week. What did I do on Monday? I think Monday was a short one. I did do one on Monday, but it's a short one. So just like to kick it with you guys for a bit, see what's going on, share the beers I'm actually doing. I'm going to be doing some more, putting up some more just reviews, some more beer news type stuff. I want to get into some more different topics on some different things as well. So I've got a bunch of different things coming your guys' way. There's my girl. Where have you been, Erie? I'm about to sign off now. You just got here. You don't got that alert working? What's going on? You're welcome, Nave. I love having you here. He said, thanks, Rod. Catch you later. Love that with Champion. Blake said, Erie. Hey, Erie, Rod's winding down, Dave said. Well, I am down LOL. Rod, how come you don't pair food with beer? I actually do pair food with beer when I go out. I just haven't done any videos in a while. I did one video a couple years ago, I think it was, when I went to Wahlburgers. I did one of their burgers and a beer. I've been thinking about doing more pairings, like food pairings with beer. So I just haven't done that yet. But I'm going to go and that is something on my list to start bringing to the channel, like some food pairing type things. I just feel weird eating on camera, though. So I'll drink on camera, but eating on camera, I still feel kind of a little weird about that. But I can definitely go through some different things there as well. Erie said, what's up, Blake? Erie said, let's restart this, Rod J. She had a call. Cheers, everyone. Smash that like, fan, Blake said. It's all good. That's a good thing about YouTube, Erie. You can always go back and catch the replay there, which is always nice. Dolly says, more parents, please. 100. All right, I'll take a look at doing some stuff there on the food pairings and trying to share some different things. That can be definitely worked in. Would you want to see actual me pairing the food together on video, or would you rather see me talking about the food pairings on here on video? Like kind of saying, if you have this beer, you pair it with this food. You have this beer, you pair it with this food. Or would you rather watch me actually pair the food and beer together and then talk about it as I'm doing it? My sister had to call me, dang her. You know, that's family always dropping in, right? Family has a way of doing that for sure. Well, if I jump onto the gaming channel, you can see me over there too, Erie. So I'm going to probably jump over there. I don't know if your other half is over there playing now or not, but I might jump in here in a little bit. Talk about it. No eating. Rajay greater than calls. LOL. Just saying. Thanks, Mike. So yeah, I can definitely look at doing some stuff there. Whatever you like. Okay. LOL. I know, Blake. Yeah, I've got some different things here for pairing of food and beer and stuff like that too. So yeah, I've been thinking about cutting some different things on it. I want to branch out more from just doing the reviews and stuff as well. So that is something definitely in the mix. But all right, guys, I am going to go ahead and sign off here. I got to get up a little earlier tomorrow, so I'm going to get some gaming in right now, and then before I hit the sack later. But thanks for everybody that tuned in. If it's your first time here, of course, and you like what you saw, make sure you hit that thumbs up and the like button and subscribe so you can see more of the videos. Hit that alarm bell so you're notified as well when I am live. And outside of that, leave a comment. If there's beers you want me to try, I always say leave a comment or shoot me an email. You can shoot me an email through the About page of something you want me to try. I got a few people that have mentioned a couple beers that I want to pick up to try to give a try to, including hams, the old classic hams that was asked about. So I'm going to break down and get one of the lagers on here. And I did that St. Pauli's girl review. I kind of liked going back and checking in the old beers I had from back in the day. So hams is another one. Wait, it says you're live, but I'm not drinking. I hate fake keto. What's up, you do it? That's funny. Dolly says good night. Blake says great show. Now you do it says wait what? I just got here. You and Ari both came in towards the tail end here, so I actually started a little earlier tonight though. It wasn't anything where you got here a little bit later. I started tonight around 8:30 or so. I think it was somewhere in that ballpark, 8:20, something like that, rather than 9 something. So that's probably why you got here, wondering why you're late now. But I need to get more schedule and stuff out. Except I never know what beer I'm going to do until I walk to the cooler and take a look. I look in the cooler and I see what beer grabs my attention, and that's the one I pull. So I never know which chat I'm going to do until that point. But I'll be back tomorrow night. Just remember, tomorrow night you do it 9:15. Every Thursday night is the Beer Flow show, so that'll be live then at that point for sure. So that is always set for the 9:15 time. Jeremy says, back with it I missed. Oh, nothing much except Dolly fawning all over you and wondering where you were and telling everybody how much she has a crush on you. Outside of that, Jeremy, he didn't miss too much at all. So, that being said, thanks for everybody that tuned in. I look forward to catching up with you guys tomorrow night. Don't forget, we will have some fun there on the Beer Flow show and talk about some different things, some beer type stuff. And of course, if Shannon is there, we never know which way the show's going to go by the end. So you'll definitely want to check in for that. Everybody enjoy your Hump Day Wednesday. I look forward to catching you guys then. Cheers and keep drinking those good craft beers. Cheers, everybody.